100 years after the birth of Robert F. Kennedy, a new book explores what made him such an iconic and lasting figure. In Lessons from Bobby, 10 Reasons Robert F. Kennedy Still Matters, political commentator Chris Matthews re-examines the ideals that led to Bobby's lasting impact on America's political life. Earlier today, I spoke with Matthews. The title, Lessons from Bobby.
Right.
10 Reasons Robert F. Kennedy Still Matters. I read it. It's a quick read. What's the biggest lesson you think he would tell us from his life to remember today, put into purpose?
Well, to me, I worked on the Hill, as you know, as a Capitol cop in the beginning. I came back from the Peace Corps. I really was with the guys, the working guys. And then I was top eight of the Speaker for 6 years. So I know it all. And when I saw the Capitol being busted in January of 21, I go, why is this? It's because one man had broken the rules, which is you accept defeat. And you got to belly up, you got to walk out, and you shouldn't run for office unless you get it in your head you're going to accept defeat, because it's 50-50. The games go either way. And I was in the Peace Corps. One thing I did respect about my country a lot was I could hitchhike around Africa, which I did, and I'd be able to say to myself, hey, look, I come from a democracy where people actually get defeated. They go back and teach at some school somewhere, and it's not the worst thing ever happened to them. Right. And they, on television, on this medium, tell their voters they lost. That's really important. Adlai Stevenson did it back in the 50s. Nixon didn't quite do it. He met with Kennedy down in Florida. But most people, Hillary Clinton did it. I was there that day. Al
Gore did it.
And Al Gore did it. Best speech of his life.
Yes, it was.
And it was, it's a part of the ritual. And when Trump started to do the stop the steal thing, that's so third world. That's what goes on in Zimbabwe. Fairly or not, the losers claim every election's been stolen, and the winners arrest everybody when they win. What are we doing now? You know, James Comey and Letitia James. And we're going out after people that are not guilty of anything but losing an election.
So Bobby's big message would be now, the biggest lesson of his life, which you talk about in the Oregon primary, is admit defeat and concede when you lost.
And he did it so effectively that our old friend Pat Buchanan, I use that somewhat loosely, but our friend Pat said he was never as impressed with that guy as he was when he accepted defeat.
In 68 in the Oregon primary.
Which was a week before he was killed.
Right.
And that meant a lot. And by the way, that's what forced him into the kind of campaign he had to run in California. Very physical, where your shoes are taken off, your ties are taken off, because you have to work with the poor people, and you got to get out there and get with them. And he exposed himself to the point what happened to him. In fact, Arthur Schlesinger, the great historian, said he could have told how it was going to end. The kind of campaign he was running. It's so close.
It was so open.
Exposed.
So much with the people in so many different places. He was exposed to so much risk.
Jack Newfield said he spent his life with diplomats and wealthy people and astronauts and movie stars, and he ended up reaching for the hand of a $75 a week dishwasher, a Mexican-American dishwasher. And that's
in the Ambassador Hotel in the kitchen.
Where were you when that happened?
I was very young. I was 6 years old.
I was in Montreal with a friend of mine. He was looking for a job up there to get out of the war. And I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, listened to radio, network radio. Right. And what did I hear? I thought I heard a replay of Dallas. I said, this is Dallas again. And I go, wait a minute. This has just happened. It was stunning.
Can you deal with this conversation, Chris, and not talk about RFK Jr.?
No, it'll come up. And I'll tell you what I did. First of all, I know what everybody knows, which is all the former Surgeon Generals want him to quit. I get that part, but bipartisan. When I read about what he was 14 years old when a little older than you. He was 14 years old when his dad was killed. He was at Good Samaritan Hospital, and he was crying. So it's a natural relationship. It was a human relationship, and good for him. I do remember a long time ago, what a great environmentalist he was. Mm-hmm. I was down in Baja, California with him on a mission to save the whales from a Japanese desalination plant. I called him after I finished the book. I got his phone number and called him up, and I said, I think he was surprised I called him, but I said, I've just written a book about your dad, and it's very positive. and I didn't mention you. And then I said, no controversy. But I know what everybody knows. I mean, we've beaten measles. We've beaten these diseases and polio. We were so lucky to beat them with good doctors and researchers. Why do you want to go backwards? We still got cancer to beat. There's so many things to beat.
No matter what complexity enters a family, a father will always recognize his son. But do you think Robert F. Kennedy would have something to say to RFK Jr. about his journey in politics?
No, but he might say something to Schlossberg, who's just announced
Jack,
the other
yes.
day. Now, he could give him some advice, like, don't say that Trump's going to run for a third term.
Right.
Because he's not.
Right.
It's not going to happen. And why are you even speculating like that?
Right.
You're out with the crazy people on the left as well as the right. And they're both goofy. The ones that think Trump will run again. All I know is he lost in 2020. He created that mob. He went to the Capitol, tore down what I believed in. But the big question is to all his people, why did he leave if he didn't lose? Why did he get up, pack up? Hey, Melania, we're getting out of here. Why did he do that if he won?
You can catch the rest of my interview with Chris Matthews on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform.